Okay, I just wanted to talk about a few things. Um, so this is pre-market right now. It's October 14th or October 15th. This is West Coast time, so West Coast United States. So I wake up in the middle of the night because I have to feed my baby son, and I kind of like to look at the charts because I'm a beginner and it allows me to observe the price action at a slower pace. And we'll see here, we've had a downward trend working overnight and since the close of yesterday, this downward trend. And so I came in right about here. I'll put a square around that, or circle, whatever this draws. Okay, I came in right about here. And I just want to show you the 4 trades I took and why I took them. So I observed there was a little bit of congestion happening right here. And there was this signal bar. I think this was a little too aggressive, but you know, it's breaking back into the range. There's room to scalp out, and there's probably a few trapped longs here. It's also bouncing off the midline. I would think that that's probably a bit too aggressive, but it did work out. As soon as it got filled, or the order was submitted, it got filled, and we moved to a new low. Okay. As soon as we had this new low, there was a strong move up. And so Mac always says you got to measure these moves. And this strong move up went above the trend line too. So I measured that. A leg up. And then we had a convincing break of this overnight trend. So I measured that move, and it came up to here. So I took this trade. I forgot to talk about this trade. I took this trade because this trend line hasn't been broken yet. That signal bar is perfect, and it's going back into congestion. So I think this is also an aggressive trade, but I like it. As you can see, I'm on the simulator. I'm trading 3 contracts. I just like the feel of that better than 2 contracts. I have I scalp out at 1 point for 1 contract, 2 points at for the second contract, and 3 points for the third contract. So anyways, I measured this move, and this was a perfect measured move. And after a break of a trend line like this, we're expecting a move or an attempt to a new low. So look at this terrific signal bar, and it's a perfect measure move. So I got filled at this, and I got my 1 point scalp and my 2 point scalp, and I moved my 3 point scalp right to here, and it got stopped out. I think I ended up moving it to the 2 point mark after a little bit, and it got stopped out. So, you know, psychologically you don't want to let that get to you, because, you know, obviously it would have came down here eventually. But I also want to talk about this move right here, or this trade. That's not the lowest bar of the swing. So it is against the rules. However, I was watching the price action, and it was hovering above this the EMA for quite some time. I think there was like less than 100 ticks left, and it was still above here, above this EMA. And then out of nowhere, it just went down here, closed on its low. So there's probably going to be a bunch of trapped longs there. They're thinking that this attempt at the new low didn't work out. And this is a downtrend. So when it closes on its low like that, after it was hovering above here until the last 50 ticks or whatever, I don't know. From what I've seen so far, I've only been doing this for 3 months. From what I've seen so far, that works out a lot. So I took that, and I was a little late to the trade. It was up here when I put my order in down here. So as soon as it filled, because it had already dropped down a little bit, but then as soon as it filled, literally less than a second later, I got my scalp. So I just want to talk about those 4 trades. I'm going to put this on the forum. Feel free to offer any feedback. I do take feedback, and I learn from it, so I appreciate everyone on the forum.